As we take a look and think about what the Yankees need, first off the bat, replacing the guy who started the Turn 2 Foundation would be one at shortstop, Derek Jeter. But also in the news lately, Jackie, you mentioned this pitching. Could it be Andrew Miller? Could it be David Robertson? And how different would it be if they had both those guys in Betances, as Chad mentioned earlier, or let's just say one of them in Betances?
Why don't you say both of them, Bob? That makes Yankee fans more excited. I said that at the end of our last show, and I'm not sure this is going to work out, and the Yankees are in discussions, and they know how important it is to have a strong bullpen. That was one of the strengths of their team last season. But we hinted at it earlier. If you were able to bring both of those guys in and then combine with Betances, you start to look at what Kansas City had last year with Herrera and Davis. And then the back end, why am I blanking on his name? Holland. You have that kind of bullpen when you're the Yankees, where Joe Girardi is starting to say, I've got 9 outs to work with, and I have these 3 guys in the bullpen who can go and get those 9 outs. I think teams who watched the Royals last season have watched teams who have succeeded in the postseason in recent seasons have that good bullpen that erases some of the flaws at the beginning of the game.
And while everybody's saying go out and throw the money at a Max Scherzer or a John Lester, something like that, would you rather spend money on 2 guys that would be less than what you're going to pay for a frontline starting pitcher, by the way of whom you have a couple in Tanaka and CeCe?
Yeah, and you know what the other thing it does is it sort of helps to protect Tanaka and CeCe. I mean, if you're able to shorten the game from the back end, then you don't have to ask for as much out of those guys. And you look at all the guys that they have questions about in their rotation, it's worth creating a situation where you can shorten that by going to a guy like Andrew Miller or going to Betances or going to Robertson a little bit earlier. You wear down those rotation arms a little slower and a little less if you have a deeper bullpen.
Yeah, and while you wouldn't want to do this all the time, Miller is the kind of guy who can go more than 1 inning. He does that a lot. You get 2 innings out of him, or an inning and 2/3, and all 3 of those guys had 95 or more strikeouts last year out of the bullpen. I mean, I know everybody strikes out nowadays, but that's still a lot of strikeouts. A lot of times you take the ball out of the fielder's hands and just throw pitches like that and get the job done. So that's an interesting idea and a way that the Yankees can use if they do it, use their financial muscle without having to go 7 years and $155 million like they did last year a couple times.
And we watched this video, as you said, Tyler. Every one of these guys coming out of the bullpen can get strikeouts. That's what managers and pitching coaches want. You look at what Miller has been able to do. That's what the Yankees did last year. But Miller used to throw a changeup. He got rid of that. No need to be throwing that changeup when you had the fastball he has and the slider he has. And some of the sliders, if you have a moment, go to Fangraphs.com. They put together a little video of some of the sliders that he throws to right-handed batters. And these pitches are ending up in the right-handed batter's box, and these guys are still swinging over them. That's who this guy has become, just a Terminator coming out of the bullpen.
And, look, Miller and Robertson both I think they're both 29 right now, and they're going to pitch all next year at 30. Give those guys 3 or 4 years, they're still going to be in their early to mid-30s. That's a lot. I think you could feel a lot better about that, even though we all know, we're well aware, and certainly the Yankees are well aware, that relief pitchers tend to be a little unreliable from year to year. But these guys, if you're going to invest in someone, invest through age 34. It's a lot safer than investing through age 38.